Hi, I'm Allison, Reference Librarian at the Massanutten Regional Library. It's always a good time to read books by Black authors, so in celebration of Black History Month, I've chosen several books by Black authors to talk about. The first book I have today is a science fiction novella, Binti, by Nnedi Okorafor. This 90-page treasure is a Hugo and Nebula Award winner. It's a story about Binti, a young woman who is the first of the Himba people to ever be admitted into the University, the finest institution of higher education in the galaxy. Binti has risked a lot to get to the university, including leaving behind her family to travel the interstellar distance for her dreams. Although along the way, she is faced with strangers who do not share her ways or respect her customs. There is also the evil Medusa, an alien race made of your worst nightmares. The war that the Medusa seek revenge, a relic held by the university, all are out of Binti's control, but she has the gifts of her people to bridge gaps and close ties. Will she get to the University alive? Or will she die trying? You'll have to read it to find out. This is book one of a trilogy. I think anyone would be hard-pressed not to continue reading the other two, Home and The Night Masquerade. All great reads. The next book I have is science fiction, Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler. First off, I loved this book. The story begins with Shori, the main character, waking in a cave, severely wounded and with amnesia. Shori is a genetically modified 53-year-old vampire, half human, half vampire, and with her chocolate dark skin, the ability to go out in the daytime. Forced to discover what she can about her former life, she must at the same time learn who wanted and still wants to destroy her and those she cares for and how she can save herself. This is the story of a young vampire relearning her Ina, vampire, culture and what that means for her future while trying to bring the murderers of her families to justice. Shori's character is symbolic for power. She is a small vampire and yields a powerful balance of deep, genuine care for her symbionts. Her venom also has healing powers, allowing whomever she bites to rapidly heal. So Fledgling is a captivating novel that tests the limits of otherness and questions what it means to be truly human. Highly recommend. Fun read. The next book I have is by the New York Times best-selling author Terry McMillan. It's Not All Downhill from Here, a lighthearted, heartwarming book by the author who brought us How Stella Got Her Groove Back. This is a story of a close-knit group of 60-something Black women who deal with loss, illness, and addicted family members, and the never-ending challenges of diet and exercise. Real-life issues, wouldn't you say? Loretha Curry, happily married, beloved by a band of always their friends, and still head of a successful beauty salon empire at the age of 68. She doesn't see herself tobogganing downhill anytime soon, but unanticipated loss calls on everything she's got to stay afloat. McMillan writes with a staggering depth of feeling, credibly capturing the characters' emotions as she unpacks their interpersonal conflicts. This delightful novel balances inspiration for renewal with the hard facts of aging. This is a perfectly relatable read to uplift and encourage all readers. The next book is fiction, Take My Hand by Dolen Perkins-Valdez. This story takes place in Montgomery, Alabama, 1973. Dr. Sybil Townsend is ready to retire and begins to reflect on her past and narrates the story about her experience as a new nurse in a family planning clinic and the horrors that she witnesses. Based on a true story, this is Sybil's story and her relationship with her patients, two girls, 11 and 13 years old. Sybil comes with fresh sights and ambitions for her careers as a nurse. She wants to help her community by working for a federally funded local family planning clinic. Sybil discovers that the birth control shots have dangerous side effects and the patients were not being informed as such. Then she finds that her two patients, her girls, were given a tubal ligation without proper consent or even understanding. Investigative research and community outreach reveals that this practice is not just a local issue, but a national crisis. She quickly brings this to the attention of an attorney who leads the case locally and up to the federal courts. This is a rich story that addresses issues that are still prevalent today. I particularly like the emotional realism in this book. I found it very easy to relate to the characters. I highly recommend this read for everyone. The last book I have is a mystery, The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb. In Brendan Slocumb's debut, Ray McMillan is a black violin prodigy who experiences all the prejudice and aristocracy of the classical arts community as he stuns with his virtuoso talent. Ray's grandmother gives him a family heirloom, his great-great-grandfather's fiddle, only to learn later, and to everyone's surprise, that it's actually a $10 million Stradivarius. Ray's talent and success leads him to the globally acclaimed Tchaikovsky competition, the Olympics of classical music. With family dynamics, but on the eve of the event, his violin is stolen. So with family dynamics, descendants of the man who once enslaved Ray's great-great-grandfather, a budding new relationship, and a rival in the competition, there are many avenues to who done it. Will Ray ever see his precious fiddle again? Will he win the Tchaikovsky competition? Does he get to keep the girl? The answer to these questions and much more are waiting for you in The Violin Conspiracy. So there you have it, a sampling of works by Black authors to celebrate Black History Month this month and every month. But there's so much more. Check out these books and other titles on display at the library and within our collection. Till next time, happy reading.